What happens when NHL legends, who were once loved by millions, are revealed to have dark secrets? From shocking allegations to scandalous moments, these players left their mark on the game and the world in ways no one saw coming. NHL stars are known for their extraordinary talent, leadership, and the thrill they bring to the ice. But behind their public personas, some of the most beloved players in hockey history have dark, twisted secrets. These secrets changed their careers, their relationships with fans, and even the way we remember them. In this story, we uncover the NHL players who were once adored but had hidden sides that forever altered their legacies. Let's start with Mike Richards. He was once the heart and soul of the Philadelphia Flyers, a player admired for his leadership and tenacity. He led the team to the 2010 Stanley Cup Finals and became a beloved figure in the Flyers community. Richards was known for his work ethic, physical play, and gritty leadership, qualities that made him a fan favorite. But as much as fans cheered for Richards, his personal life told a different story. In 2015, Richards was involved in a drug trafficking scandal that left fans in disbelief. He was accused of illegally possessing prescription drugs, which led to his arrest and legal battles. What made this situation even more shocking was the fact that Richards had built his career on being a leader and role model, only to have his reputation shattered by his actions off the ice. The scandal hit hard for many Flyers fans who had admired Richards for his dedication to the team. Instead of being remembered as a Stanley Cup contender and a captain who gave everything for the game, Richards became a symbol of betrayal. His career, which had once seemed filled with promise, took a dramatic turn. Richards was forced to leave the NHL in disgrace, and his once great legacy was forever tarnished. The fall from grace was difficult for many to accept, especially those who had looked up to Richards. The man who had once been a symbol of loyalty and toughness now found himself fighting against his own demons. The question remained, could his hockey achievements ever outweigh the personal mistakes he made off the ice? Patrick Kane is a name that resonates with every NHL fan. The Chicago Blackhawks' star winger had it all: dazzling skills, a knack for scoring clutch goals, and 3 Stanley Cup championships under his belt. Kane was adored for his ability to light up the rink, his creativity, and his role in the Blackhawks dynasty. Fans loved his flair for the dramatic and his undeniable talent. He seemed untouchable, the face of the franchise, and an athlete destined for greatness. However, Kane's career took a dark turn when, in 2009, he was accused of sexual assault by a woman in Buffalo. While the charges were eventually dropped, the damage was done. The NHL's Golden Boy had been linked to a scandal that made even his most devoted fans uneasy. Kane, who had once been the shining example of hockey greatness, now faced intense scrutiny. The incident raised questions not only about his personal life, but also about his character off the ice. Though Kane continued to perform at a high level, winning more championships and collecting accolades, the shadow of that scandal never fully went away. Many fans who had once cheered for him now struggled with their admiration as the allegations lingered in the background. Kane's relationship with the media and fans became more complicated as his personal life continued to make headlines. For every spectacular goal, there was a whisper about his past, a reminder of how quickly a career can be tainted. What Kane's story reveals is the complex intersection of talent and personal mistakes. No matter how great an athlete is, their actions off the ice can have a profound impact on their legacy. For some, the question remains, can you still admire someone for their on-ice achievements while grappling with the shadows of their personal life? Move on to the lovable villain, Sean Avery, and his name is synonymous with controversy, but that's exactly what made him both loved and hated in the NHL. Known for his sharp tongue and aggressive physical play, Avery was the epitome of the love him or hate him athlete. Fans either admired his no-holds-barred attitude on the ice or despised his relentless antagonizing of opponents, referees, and even his own teammates. He wasn't just a player, he was a character who thrived on causing chaos, and it made him a constant subject of debate. Avery's playing style made him a legend of sorts, especially among fans who appreciated the gritty enforcer role. But despite his success on the ice, it was his off-ice behavior that truly defined his legacy. In 2008, Avery found himself at the center of a massive media storm when he publicly made disparaging comments about his ex-girlfriend, actress Elisha Cuthbert, and her new relationship with one of his former teammates. The media frenzy that followed the comments led to a backlash that forever changed how he was viewed, both by the fans and by his peers. While some fans continued to support Avery's antics, many were repulsed by his public display of disrespect. What had once made him a fan favorite, his brash, fearless nature, now made him a figure of disdain. Avery's career took a significant hit after the controversy, and while he did continue to play, his reputation never fully recovered. He became more known for his drama than his ability to play hockey, and his actions off the ice overshadowed his performances on it. Avery's story serves as a reminder that in the world of professional sports, a player's personal life can often define them just as much as their on-ice performance. For every fiery rivalry and heated moment he created, there was a darker side to the man that many fans couldn't ignore. Can you love a player for their on-ice passion while simultaneously detesting their off-ice behavior? Let's move on to Dany Heatley. He was once hailed as one of the NHL's brightest young stars. Known for his lightning-fast speed and lethal goal-scoring ability, Heatley quickly became a household name. He was the key player for the Ottawa Senators, earning a reputation as one of the most dynamic forwards in the league. Fans were enamored with his scoring prowess and his impact on the game. Heatley seemed destined for greatness, and his future in the NHL appeared unlimited. But everything changed in 2003. Heatley was involved in a horrific car accident that took the life of his friend and fellow NHL player Dan Snyder. The accident occurred when Heatley was speeding and lost control of his car, resulting in the tragic death of Snyder, while Heatley was left with severe injuries. The crash shocked the hockey world, and Heatley's career was immediately thrown into turmoil. He faced reckless driving charges, and the tragic accident left an indelible mark on his legacy. While Heatley made a comeback on the ice, the shadow of the accident followed him throughout the rest of his career. Fans who once cheered for him now had a more complicated relationship with the player. The tragic events of that day became inextricably linked with Heatley's identity, and some fans were unable to see past the accident when they watched him play. Despite the immense pressure and public scrutiny, Heatley managed to continue his career, but it was never the same. The once promising star's reputation was forever tarnished by the events surrounding the crash. Heatley became a cautionary tale about the fragile nature of success and how a single moment can change everything. His talent on the ice was undeniable, but for many his career was marked by the pain and regret of the tragic accident. Heatley's story underscores the harsh reality that even the most talented athletes are not immune to personal mistakes. No matter how much fans admired his skill, the road to redemption was far from easy. Next one is Bobby Orr. He is often considered the greatest defenseman in NHL history. His revolutionary style of play changed the game forever. Orr's speed, vision, and offensive ability from the blue line set new standards for what a defenseman could achieve. Fans across the world adored him for his incredible skill, leadership, and the way he led the Boston Bruins to 2 Stanley Cups in the 1970s. Orr was the embodiment of everything that made hockey great: passion, dedication, and a love for the game. Despite his on-ice brilliance, Orr's post-hockey life took a more controversial turn. While his legacy as a player remained untarnished, his involvement in political circles and his public statements began to divide opinions. After retiring from hockey, Orr became increasingly vocal about his political views, aligning himself with certain conservative figures and causes that some of his fans found problematic. His connections with various political groups raised eyebrows, and some fans began to question whether his off-ice actions would overshadow his on-ice accomplishments. While Orr's involvement in politics wasn't inherently scandalous, the positions he supported led to a significant amount of backlash from fans who had always admired him for his role as a hockey icon. For many, it was difficult to reconcile the man they had worshipped on the ice with the public figure they saw in the media. The politics he became involved with seemed far removed from the image of the humble, team-oriented player who had once captivated audiences. What makes Orr's situation so complicated is that his greatness on the ice was undeniable. He was, and still is, a hero in the world of hockey. Yet his post-career life introduced a complexity that made it harder for some fans to maintain the same level of admiration. His story serves as a reminder that even the most legendary figures can have aspects of their lives that cause their public image to become more divisive. Orr's legacy, while secure in terms of hockey, is a reminder that sometimes the greatest heroes can leave us questioning where the line between the athlete and the person truly lies. Finally, the last one is here. Mike Modano, one of the most beloved American-born players in NHL history, is often remembered for his brilliant career with the Dallas Stars and his role in bringing the team its first Stanley Cup in 1999. Modano's career spanned over 2 decades, and his presence on the ice, both offensively and as a leader, made him a fan favorite. He was adored for his contributions to the game, his sportsmanship, and his impact on the NHL's growth in the United States. However, Modano's post-retirement life would soon see him become embroiled in a controversial situation that tainted his previously pristine reputation. After his retirement, Modano's life seemed to take a tumultuous turn, especially with his highly publicized divorce from his wife, Willa Ford, in 2012. The details surrounding their split were ugly, with accusations and speculation spreading in the media. For a player who had once been a respected figure in the league, this personal drama brought unwanted attention to Modano's life outside hockey. While not a dark secret in the criminal sense, Modano's personal struggles affected how some fans viewed him. The image of the family man who had been so loved throughout his career was overshadowed by this public fallout. Fans who had once admired Modano now saw him in a more complicated light. The clean-cut hockey hero image began to erode as more personal details came to light. Modano's story is an example of how even the most adored players can fall from grace due to their personal choices. While his legacy as one of the NHL's greatest American players remains secure, his off-ice drama adds complexity to how fans remember him. His tale serves as a reminder that the world of professional sports is not just about what happens on the ice, but also about the personal lives that can shape a player's reputation. These stories of NHL players remind us that even legends have their struggles, and sometimes their hidden battles overshadow their on-ice achievements. Whether it's personal turmoil, scandal, or controversy, their careers can take unexpected turns. What do you think? Can a player's off-ice actions affect their legacy forever? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more incredible stories from the world of hockey.